What are 10 things that you can do to improve any relationship? That's the subject of today's video, and it ties in nicely with a past video I just did about balancing your work life with your personal/family life. And this can actually apply to any relationship. It's just my top 10 ideas for how to improve that. So when I mentioned doing the one small act a day, this is something you can use to pick from this list and choose any one of them to make a deposit in that relationship bank, so to speak. I also highly recommend you read the 5 love languages. That kind of gives you a sense of different ways that you can show people that you care about them. I'll probably be doing a separate video on that. But for now, here are my top 10 things that you can do to improve any relationship. Number 1, give a sincere compliment. And the key here is to really be specific. So instead of your son opened the door for an older lady that was having trouble getting her groceries in the door, instead of saying, "Oh, that was nice of you," you could say, "Wow, I really liked how you opened the door for that older lady and she really needed your help. I thought that was so thoughtful and kind of you to really go out of your way to help her." So you see how specific that is? It just means a lot more. It's not just an empty compliment. So that goes a long way. Number 2, notice and uplift any small efforts made. And I know this can be difficult because it's so easy for our brains to just notice the negative. It's actually biologically how we're built. Like, to protect ourselves, we need to be aware of any dangers. So our brains are kind of automatically scanning the environment for any threats. So it's just something that you're set up that way. Not your fault, and that's okay. But do your best to notice small little things. So for example, my husband takes the trash out for our household twice a week. And so just noticing and saying, "Hey, I really appreciate you taking the trash out for our family every week." Just something really simple like that. Or if one of the kids is responsible and they do their homework or clean up the room without you asking, "Hey, I really like the initiative you took for cleaning up your room," or like being so responsible and doing all your homework without even being asked. So just, again, it's similar to the first one, but a little bit different in terms of just focusing the light on the positive. Number 3, look for opportunities to brighten that person's day. And this could just be something as simple as a colleague at work is just having a super rough day, and you are available to just listen and be there for them and give them your full attention and see if there's any way you can help them. Number 4, if someone forgets something, let it go. So kind of ask yourself, will it really serve this person if I bring this small little thing up? Now, if it's a teachable moment and you feel you need to teach your child or someone a lesson on that, then certainly do so. But I would say follow the next rule. But before I move on, this is sort of in the category of don't sweat the small stuff. And there's a book by Richard Carlson that says don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. Highly recommend that. That'll give you a ton more ideas as to how to practice that. So number 5, like I said, if you have to have a teachable moment, then this would be to try the 5-to-1 ratio. And what that means is for every one thing that you're gonna comment on that could need improvement, give 5, or if you want to do 3-to-1, do 5 or 3 compliments or something positive to offset the negative. I don't remember where I heard it, but it was just an interesting tip that I thought, hey, I like that, because I noticed I started to do that with my own kids, and it's made a world of difference in that positive exchanges. And it's kind of like, again, same type of thing of looking for the good, but then really pointing those out. If you're going to have to do a negative one, kind of keep count in your head and make it more positive than negative. Number 6, use the power of touch, meaning someone needs a hug or a pat on the back or a gentle touch to encourage them, and couple that with a powerful, positive phrase or word that's even stronger. Number 7, surprise a friend or family member with an unexpected treat or gift. And it doesn't have to be super expensive. It could just be you pick up an extra cup of joe from the Starbucks, or some donuts for the office, or bagels, or grabbing something little from the dollar store that your child would like, or your pet would like, one of those like squeaky toys. So it could be brighten your pet's day. Number 8, take 10 to 15 minutes to check on a friend or a family member. And this is just as simple as picking up the phone, but really giving them your full attention and finding out what's going on with them. Are there any opportunities, again, for you to help them out in some way? Number 9, observe what's going on with your person. What is it that's troubling them? What are they struggling with? Does someone need help with homework? Is someone having a friend issue and they need to talk? Could you run a couple errands for a neighbor that really needs it? And bonus points if you do it without asking. If you just observe, figure it out, and then go do it, because it's just like it counts double for some reason. But if you don't know, you can ask, it still counts. So awesome to do that. And number 10, practice your thoughtfulness muscle. So maybe you find out that, or you already know about a favorite hobby or band that someone in your family or in your circle knows, and you happen to paraphernalia a little mug with that band on it or team or whatever, or you see an online article that you can just forward to them. It just lets them know that you're thinking about them, and that's just a sweet thing that you care about them. These are all just little gestures you can do that say, I really care about you. That's all it really is. And a couple bonus tips I have are, number 1, don't expect anything in return. So when you're doing these, again, these are just like relationship deposits. Your yield or your dividend might not come for like years on end, or much later in the future, and that's okay. Just don't expect anything. I think that's the best part about it. And really do it for you and your peace, to know that you're valuing this person and that you're putting into this relationship because you want to, and you're at peace with yourself for the kind of person that you're being. So that, just do it more for that reason. And then the last bonus tip is, if you're having tension with this person, and like all these things sound really cool and nice, but believe me, I've had a lot of conflict, like with some of my daughters, and you don't feel like doing any of this for anybody, which I understand, believe me, I've been there. That's okay. Then one thing I would recommend is, even if it's hard, write down 10 things that you like or you appreciate about this person. It might be hard to do it when you're mad at them, but do your best to come up with 10 things that you like or appreciate about them. And if you're having trouble with it, better yet, when you notice the negative ones, all right, then that's fuel for you to reframe that negative thing that you notice and turn it into something positive. And that could be one of the 10 things. So for example, this person is always hanging out with their friends, they're not spending any time with you. Of course, it's kind of, hurtful. You can interpret it as hurtful, let's put it that way. You can reframe it that, hey, this person is aware of his or her social life, which is important, and it's good for their well-being. It's good for them to be a well-rounded person. So that can be a positive. But if it's something that's bothering you, having a chat with that person about how important it is that you all spend time together and creating that time, that might just be something you want to talk about. And if there's, more support you need on a relationship issue, I'm a personal development coach. This is my thing. I'd be more than happy to help. Feel free to book a consult with me if I can help you. Also, it's a lot to remember, so I'm going to put a summary of this on my blog so you guys have a copy of this as well and can kind of refer to it. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your week. I'll see you in the next video.